Sir, with your permission, I'll ask them to state their name and their place and mother tongue, Gandhi, just to save some time.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Lakshmi Garu, you can go ahead and start.
Is it me?
Yes, Senchu Lakshmi Garu.
Okay. Namaste Guruji. I'm Senchu Lakshmi Mahadevan. My mother tongue is Telugu. But my nativity is Tamil Nadu, but I'm now settled in Bangalore. I've become a Bangalorean now. And interest in learning is slokas, helps. And at the same time, I want to learn at this age. That's the only thing. I can speak 5 languages.
Oh, very good, very good.
So I can speak. I can understand Hindi or everything.
Vanita ji.
Namaste Guruji. My name is Vanita. My mother tongue is Tulu Kannada. I currently stay in Canada. So I have, since childhood, like I've always learned all shlokas and everything, but then it was always written in English, so that's how we learned. I never really understood like those Sanskrit words, so I always was curious to know how to read the actual Sanskrit. So that would help me in reading more shlokas and bhajans. So that was my whole purpose.
Okay.
Shamla ji.
Namaste Guruji.
Namaste.
I am Shamla Rajkumar. I stay in Hyderabad. Like I was born and brought up in Chennai, but I've come to Hyderabad in 1978. From then on, we are residing here. So I am fluent both in Urdu and also because in Hyderabad, that Urdu mixed to Hindi, even that also I am fluent, and of course Tamil and English. So I'm very comfortable with it. I want to learn Sanskrit because I've joined online yoga classes. So I thought this learning would, help me with my pronunciation. I can be able to do better in this. Not that I'm going to learn that much at this age and do, but I thought, this will definitely help me to do better in, my sloka classes. That's the main intention, to learn sloka properly.
Sita Nukkalaji.
On TV and should
Sita Nukkala. You're on mute, sir. You're on mute, sir.
Yes. Namaste. I am Sita Ramchandramurthy Nokala. I came from East Godavari district, but settled at Cupertino, US California district. I am with my son. The main purpose of learning is to know the meanings of Veda, mantras and puja vithanam. Just that you are
Namaste.
Namaste.
Saitanji.
Namaste Guruji. My name is Shantan Sahu, and I am currently staying in Maryland. I'm a student over here, but I'm originally from West Bengal, and my mother tongue is Bengali. And the reason I want to learn Sanskrit is that I want to understand the meaning of the slokas and the Vedic mantras when I chant them, so that it makes easier to memorize if I know the meaning.
Okay.
PRT 106. I don't know your name, please.
Sorry, Namaskaram Guru Garu. Na peru Maheshwari Mahi Madali antaru. Nin Tirupati nunchandi. Kani presently I am in California near San Francisco. So I stay here and I want to learn. I did my Sanskrit from 8th to 10th. I'm from Tirupati, I said,
Yes.
and then I discontinued and I want to pursue my, to learn Sanskrit, to speak, to write fluently. Recently, I did a course in Indian philosophy from Rashtriya Samskrita Vidyapeetham Tirupati. So I want to pursue my courses with Jyotisham and other things, but they required Sanskrit fluency for that. So for that, I want to pursue my learning in Sanskrit. That's it.
Oh, very good.
Hamsa Nandini ji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari
I
Om.
am from Bangalore. My mother tongue is Tamil. I know little bit Sanskrit. I used to learn Leslie Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, all that. But I want to learn more. That's why I joined the class.
Oh, Santosh.
Vasanti ji.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I'm from Hyderabad. I'm a teacher. I want to learn Sanskrit to know the meaning of the slokas, what we are reciting. So that is my aim for learning Sanskrit.
Shanaya. Shanaya, can you please unmute?
Namaste, Guruji. My name is Shana. I live in Mumbai. My mother tongue is Kannada.
What is your mother tongue? Kannada. Oh, good.
I want to learn Sanskrit.
How old are you? How old are you?
8 years.
8 years. Oh, good. Okay. Tell me. Why? What is the purpose? Why are you interested in learning Sanskrit? What do you want? You want to chant Vedic mantras or shlokas or what? Or you want to know the meaning of shlokas?
Dance class.
Huh? Okay, good. Whatever you want, okay. We'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Padmashri Garu.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
My mother tongue is Telugu. I'm living in California, Bay Area. And I'm interested to learn Sanskrit because to know the meaning of the slokas and to learn the Sanskrit. To correct chanting the slokas.
Okay.
Arul Moshi.
Hi dear, my name is Arul Mori. My mother tongue is Tamil. I was born in Singapore, but my parents come from Tamil Nadu. And I learn more about this Sanskrit vowels so that I can learn my Bhagavad Gita better and my Guru, Rajita Guruji.
Okay, we'll do it.
I think we've done with Mahi Mahadali, right? Siri.
Namaste, Guruji. My name is Siddhisha Dhulipala. We currently live in Austin, Texas. I want to learn Sanskrit to understand the language and understand the kirtanais I'm learning in my music class. So, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Satyavani, please. Satyavani Garu.
So yeah, sorry ma'am, I just joined. This is related to
Can you tell from which place and what is your mother tongue and your interest in learning Sanskrit, please?
Yeah, I'm from Singapore, currently staying at Singapore, but actually from Hyderabad, India. I started learning Bhagavad Gita and I wanted to understand that. Because of that, I started learning Sanskrit. But once I started going parallelly, both the things I'm enjoying. And my mother tongue is Telugu.
Uma Sundareshan ji.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Uma Sundareswaran. My mother tongue is Tamil. I'm in Canada. I wanted to learn Sanskrit in order to chant the slogas properly and to chant more slogas and also to read in Sanskrit. Then my pronunciation will be good. Because each word, if I pronounce it wrong, then the meaning is different. So I want to chant it properly, sir. That is the main reason, Guruji, I have joined.
Okay.
Sashi Damodarji. Sashi ji. Okay, she's traveling. Subhadra ji. Sai Ramya.
Guruji, I am Sai Ramya from Coimbatore, India. And nowadays I'm learning Vishnu Sahasranam and Bhagavad Gita. So because I'm not familiar with Sanskrit and Hindi also. That's why the perfect pronunciation, I mean, that's why.
Very good.
Thank you.
I don't know who iPad is. Can you please unmute and talk about yourself?
Hello, Guruji. My name is Manas Kulkarni. I currently live in Maryland, USA, but I'm from Pune, Maharashtra. My mother tongue is Marathi, and I want to learn Sanskrit because I want to learn the meaning of the shlokas.
Ananta Lakshmi ji. Ananta Lakshmi ji. Madhvi ji.
Namaste Rama Krishna Garu and everyone. I'm Madhvi from Boston. I'm originally from Hyderabad. I learned Rudram and other suktams and slokas. I learned Sanskrit. Sanskrit was my second language in college. But I want to continue and learn more so I can understand the grammar and other nuances. And I might have some classes on weekends, so I may not be able to attend every session, but I thought I can at least attend few and try to get as much as I can and improve. So that's my goal. Thank you.
Ananta Lakshmi ji. We cannot hear you. Can you please speak? Okay, Anusha ji.
Namaste Guru Garu.
Namaste Guru Garu.
నేను మా అబ్బాయి ఇద్దరం క్లాస్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యామండి. తను నేను ఇద్దరం భగవద్గీత నేర్చుకుంటున్నాము. సో వాటి శ్లోకాస్ మీనింగ్ అండ్ ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ తనకి నాకు ఇద్దరు కరెక్ట్ గా రావాలని, అలాగే తనకు వేదం నేర్పియాలని ఉంది. సో వాటికి ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ కరెక్ట్ గా రావాలని సంస్కృత్ క్లాస్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాము. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you.
Indiraji.
Namaskaram. My name is Indra. I am from Dallas, Texas. I'm curious about Sanskrit as a language, so that's why I am doing it. Thank you.
Sheshadri ji.
Oh, namaste, Guruji. My name is, first of all, I should say thank you for the organizers and to you for spending so much time in teaching this divine language. My name is Sheshadri Tirumala. I live in Lubbock, Texas. I'm a physician. The reason I should be honest with you because I'm in late 50s now. And I just want to, at this point, hey, we need to do something about our scriptures. So started reading Gita. And I know a little bit of basic Hindi and Telugu. So obviously it is easy for me to grasp, but to understand the depth of the meaning of Sanskrit words and thing, I am trying to attend these classes. But my feeling is actually this COVID has done a lot of good things to us. I mean, I don't know it is a good way or bad way, because people are staying at home and then they are grabbing every opportunity that is free. So my feeling is, as long as, I mean, something is really inwardly and then that stimulates, it is not just because of the classes are free, people should really learn. So that's how I feel it. And then I think I'm feeling that way. I really want to learn, not because it is free. Because the reason I'm saying this one is, I don't take too much of your time, sir. Because, being a physician, so obviously what happens is whenever I go to India or travel, obviously people come to you and then ask for your opinion, right? Because they know that it is for free. So once you know that I charge them for the consults or anything, I doubt, I mean, if people will be flocking to me asking for opinion whenever I go to India. So I hope, I mean, we all are truly sincere in learning, that is really being a gift from you. And then I really appreciate what you're doing. And then honestly, that's the way I feel learning about Sanskrit. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and then the organizers to do this.
Thank you.
Rajashri ji. Rajashri ji. Sanjukta ji. Soumya ji.
Hello, Namaskaram Guru Garu. I'm Soumya, Soumya Tamma, and my maiden name is Nadiminti, and this is my son Ishan. Ishan Samvetamma. So we both want to learn Sanskrit. My main intention is to, I want to learn it and then make my son learn it. And he's already learning Bhagavad Gita. So I want him to understand the meaning, not only learn the slokas, but deep dive into the meaning. So that was my main intention. Thank you.
Bhutani ji. Okay. Mahesh ji.
Namaskaram. This is Mahesh. I have been practicing Veda recitation and stotras. I would like to emphasize the pronunciation on those. I like to do it as much properly as possible. That is the main motivation for me to start learning Sanskrit. And next level, if possible, I would like to start understanding a little bit of the meaning. So that is the reason to sign up to this class. I'm looking forward to it.
If I've left anyone out, you can introduce yourself. Otherwise, we'll move on with the class, please.
Namaste, Guru Mahoday. My name is Janardhan Paida. I go by Jan Paida. I'm from Boston. I'm learning Sanskrit because I have passion for learning two languages. First one is the Sanskrit and second one is the Bengali. I was fascinated to these two languages without knowing anything about it. And this is the first time I had the chance and opportunity to learn the Sanskrit. And my thinking is I would enjoy more and more, though I have the fascination and passion, I would enjoy it only when I start speaking and when I'm able to understand and speak and read and write. So that is the reason I wanted to enjoy the language, start speaking and learning and reading and writing. And during my retirement years, probably after a few years, couple of years, I would want to start propagating this language in a limited way to the extent I could. Thank you for your time and guidance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
We can now proceed with the class. Yes, anyone
Namaste.
else?
I am Anantalakshmi. Namaste, Guru Garu. Can you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I am basically from Tenali. Currently, I am staying in Kuala Lumpur. And I want to learn Sanskrit because to get to understand the meanings of chantings or Bhagavad Gita and do a proper pronunciation. Nowadays, I am interested to learn all those things, and this opportunity has come. So I want to utilize with the blessings of the Guru Garu. Thank you.
Okay to you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha, Sri Saraswatye Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. In last class, we discussed about Sanskrit language. What is the significance, importance of the language? In this session, most of the participants are expressed their views regarding pronunciation. Why pronunciation is important? See, we can utter whatever way we can utter. So why we are insisting on accent or pronunciation? As already we discussed that Sanskrit classified into two, Vedic Sanskrit and classical Sanskrit. That means Vedic Sanskrit and classical Sanskrit are not different. Vedic Sanskrit and classical Sanskrit, Sanskrit is one Sanskrit, but in Vedas, rich vocabulary is there. And there is no importance to grammar in Vedas. Meter means chandas is important in grammar, in Vedas. And other part of literature, grammar is important. So chandas is important in Vedas. Grammar is important in non-Vedic, that is classical Sanskrit literature. So meter is important. So according to the meter, the word goes in Vedas. In Veda, accent is very important. That is, pronunciation is very important. There are three types of pronunciation: Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita. Udatta means with a high pitch we have to utter. Anudatta means lower, that is lower way we have to utter. Swarita means the middle way we have to utter. See, why we utter like that? If not, what will happen? Means with pronunciation, we get, if proper pronunciation is there, proper meaning we get. Otherwise, the meaning changes and the result also changes. What we expected from that particular mantra, chanting of that particular mantra, we cannot get if we pronounce in a wrong way. There is a story. I want to share that story also with you. Once there was a demon named, you call it a demon or demon? What we call? Demon or demon? Rakshasa, for Rakshasa.
Demon, sir.
Demon only? There was a demon named... Huh?
So I said both are used interchangeably, demon or demon. So
Yes. Okay. So there was a demon or demon named Vrutra. Vrutrasura. His name is Vrutrasura. He is very great. He did severe penance, and because of his penance, he became powerful. And he attained the Indra's throne. That means he became Indra, or Trilokadipati, Lord of three worlds. And Indra, who is ruling at that time, Swargaloka, that is heaven, he became ordinary person, and this fellow is ruling the entire world, which consists three worlds. Three worlds means all the upper worlds and all the nether worlds. There are 14 worlds in this universe. According to our mythology or our literature, there are 14 worlds. All the upper worlds, there are 7 upper worlds, 7 nether worlds. We call Chaturdasha Bhuvanani. Chaturdasha Bhuvanani means 14 worlds. In that 14 worlds, the Swarga means heaven, is the place of living place of gods. So this fellow Vrutra, because of his power of austerities, he became all the lord of all the worlds. Then that fellow Indra, who was ruling before this fellow became lord of all the worlds, he felt very bad, and he is trying to regain his position, which is taken by this fellow Vrutra. So what he did, once Vrutra is doing some yaga, he is a great devotee of Vishnu. Though he is a Rakshasa, generally Rakshasas are against Vishnu, but this fellow is Vishnu Bhakta. And he is doing some yaga to get power of all these worlds. At that time, this fellow, because what he thought, merely Bhujabala means a power of shoulders, or Buddhibala, power of intelligence, are not enough. If Daivabala means strength, that is power of God also possessed, then only we can get full power. So thinking, that fellow Vrutra started one yajna. Yajna means sacrifice, ritual. So Indra wanted to do something. So in disguise of a Brahmin, he entered into the place where Vrutra is performing ritual. And he requested the priest, kindly tell me, I will give some more. What Vrutra is giving to you, I will give some more. I am so and so. He said in secret way, and he requested, how you are uttering the mantra, kindly you tell me, he said. Then they said, Indra Setrur Vardhasva. They are saying that Indra Setrur Vardhasva. They are offering the offerings into the sacred fire to get power, divine power for this Vrutra. And what they are uttering, Indra Setrur Vardhasva. Indra Setrur Vardhasva means, O enemy of Indra, be victorious. O enemy of Indra, be victorious. That is what the meaning of enemy. Who is enemy of Indra here? Vrutra. O Vrutra, be victorious. That is the meaning of their utterance. But Indra said, kindly you make that him he suggested some minor changes. Indra Setrur Vardhasva. He asked to utter in some other manner. They uttered. Then the meaning changed. What is that meaning? Oh, Indra Setru. Oh, enemy, Indra, be victorious. Oh, enemy, Indra, be victorious. Enemy of Indra, be victorious. That is the first meaning. Now, when they changed their pronunciation, that utterance, that accent they changed, then what happened? Oh enemy, Indra, you be victorious. Then he is losing his strength, this fellow Vrutra. And Indra came and he killed Vrutra. This was happened. So this is a story which occurred in Veda itself. So in Veda itself saying that utterance, proper utterance is very important. So in all our Vedic hymns and in all our stotras, there is a divine power. So if we pronounce properly, then we get the power of those mantras or shlokas. Whatever power they possess, that power will help us, and whatever we expect from those mantras, the chanting of those mantras, definitely we will get it. That is why pronunciation is very important. That is one thing. Then, so majority of you are interested in proper pronunciation. That is good. Knowingly or unknowingly, you are all very intelligent people, and you are insisting on pronunciation, because in Sanskrit that is very important. For what? To get the power of the utterance. For that, you are all many people from you are knowingly asked, I know, but some people may not know, but they are also interested in pronunciation. Very good. So we try to utter properly, that we will learn in our classes. That is one part. So we said Vedic Sanskrit. Regarding Vedic Sanskrit, I want to mention some more things, one or two things. See, in the world, Rigveda is the first book which is not written by any author. Rigveda is the first book. We say that it is given by God, or it is the Uchvasa and Nishvasa of God, means his breathing of God. So we say like that, or it is the origin of God. Veda's origin is God himself. So Vedas are not written by anyone. Similarly, in other religions also, Quran, they say that no author is there. For Bible also, they say Devuni Vakyamu, that is God's word, God's word, like that they say. So in all religions, there is a belief that no one is there no one is there as author of their scriptures. Similarly, in Vedic religion also, there is no author. Vedas themselves originated, so they are like God. What we say about God, similarly, the Vedas position also like God. So in Vedas, how many stanzas are there, or how many hymns are there? Ananta vai Veda. We say Ananta vai Veda. We cannot say the number of hymns of Veda. See, once for this also, there is a story in Vedas. What is that story? There was a sage named Bharadwaja. He wanted to learn all the Vedic hymns. So he started Vedic study of Vedic lore. He started study of Vedic lore. 100 years he studied. So he studied Vedas for 100 years. So Indra, the Lord of heaven and Lord of 33 crores of gods. How many gods are there according to our mythology? There are 33 crores of gods. That means others, may laugh at us. They say that God is only one. We also say only God is only one, but different forms. These are all the powers of same God. But we say that each power also considered as God. So whatever is there in this universe, we treat it as God. So, but only one God, different forms and different names are given. So, Indra, the Lord of heaven and Lord of all the gods, he himself came to take him to heaven. And he appeared before Bharadwaja and said, "O great sage Bharadwaja, I appreciate your effort to learn all the Vedas. So 100 years you studied. Now your lifespan is over. Now come along with me. Though ascend this chariot." And he welcomed to his chariot. Then Bharadwaja said, "O God, you pleased with my study of Vedic lore. So kindly you give me one more 100 years to finish this Vedadhyayana," means study of Vedic lore. So Indra pleased and granted one more 100 years of lifespan. So again he started. After completion of 200 years, again Indra came, and at that time also Bharadwaja, the sage Bharadwaja, requested him. Very few hymns are remained. Most of the hymns are finished. So kindly provide me 100, one more 100 years. Then Indra pleased with his, because this fellow is very great. Nobody is attempted. First time one sage is trying to study all the Vedas, all branches of Vedic lore. So Indra pleased and granted 100 years more. Then he studied well. After 300 years, again Indra came, Indra appeared, and he requested Bharadwaja to come with him to heaven. At that time, Bharadwaja said, "Only few hymns are left. So I want to finish. Kindly give me some more time." Then Indra, what Indra did, he he showed 3 mountains, and from 3 mountains, with his some very some of the what we call murtika, means clay. He showed that from one mountain this much, means fist, we call it a fist, no? This much you studied from. There are 3 Vedas. At the time, Vedas are 3. So from 3 Vedas, what you studied so far, 3, this much amount of Vedic study you completed. Like that, he showed 3 fists of some dust or something he collected from the mountain, and he showed. Only this much you study. Because Vedas are endless. How can one can study all the Vedas? This is not this will not happen by anyone. Only God only Nidhi of Vedas. He only knows everything. Sarvajna. God only Sarvajna. What we are learning is very limited. We cannot get full knowledge. So whatever we get, that is but we have to try the essence of all the knowledge, all forms of knowledge, essence of all forms of knowledge. We can get it in this human life, no doubt, because all the sages blessed us with their efforts. They made easier, and we can get the knowledge of all the Vedic hymns, no doubt, in a simple way. So he consoled Bharadwaja, and so it is not possible, but you studied well. So I appreciate your efforts. You will go, because he himself came, because this much Vedic learning is not a simple task. So he did it, and directly Indra, he himself came and he welcomed to Swarga, and he pleased him, and he also accompanied to the heaven. He went to the heaven. That was happening. So what I want to say is, so Vedic lore, so Vedas or whatever knowledge is not a limited one. So whatever we can do, we will do. But so that is why sage Veda Vyasa, in the beginning of this Kali age, we are living in Kali age. Already 5,000 years are over in Kali age. This is, we call it Kali Yuga. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, sage Veda Vyasa facilitated all the people because their lifespan is very small. Our lifespan is very small. Only we are saying 100 years. For very few people are living more than 100 years, but not all are living up to 100 years. So we know that. So at least if we take 100 years is our lifespan. So he divided Vedas into parts. We call shakhas, Veda shakhas. In Rigveda divided into some shakhas. Yajurveda also divided. Samaveda divided into 1,000 shakhas. And Atharva Veda also divided. Not only that, but see, in every shakha, means in each branch of Veda, he edited in such a way that the entire Veda, what the entire Veda consists, the essence of the entire Veda is put in the shakha also. So with one shakha, study of one shakha, one branch of Veda, we can get the essence of entire Veda. In such a way, the great sage Veda Vyasa, who is none other than sage Lord Vishnu, we treat him as incarnation of Vishnu. Vyaso Narayano Harihi. He divided Veda into shakhas, not only divided, not only edited in a perfect manner, he imparted that knowledge to all his disciples. He has so many disciples. So for each disciple, he taught one shakha and asked him to go to some place. You go there and you propagate this branch of Veda. Like that, he sent all his disciples to the entire world, not only in India. That is why the other day we discussed Rigveda and Persian, that Iranians, Avesta are similar. So once in a long time before, that also Vedic language only. Later on, that accent and everything is changed now. They are uttering in that way. So in that way, not only in India, now India, we see this India is divided into two in 1947. After that, in 70s, it was divided into three: India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. But in Kalidasa's work, Kalidasa is a great poet of Sanskrit literature. He said, India in India surrounded by 4 seas, 4 oceans. Now we are saying that in the north side, we are having Himalayas, and in other 3 sides, we are having oceans. But in Kalidasa's literature, what was said? He said, India surrounded by 4 oceans. That means India is not what we are seeing India, this is small India. India was bigger India. So, but according to our books, India divided 9 times. So the entire Asia, I think, because we are getting all our culture and our temples, everything in almost in all Asian countries. America, you know, America before 500 years, there was no America. And Australia also was not there. So India is the Asia only was there, and maybe some other parts maybe there or may not be there. So the entire Asia can maybe the India in those days. Nowadays we see this Indian religion and Indian traditions are in Asian countries, in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia. Wherever you go, you can see that our culture and our traditions are there. People are, even today, people are observing these traditions and other things. So, in that way, sage Vedavyasa, he divided the great Veda, one Veda and bigger Veda into parts and taught to his disciples, and he sent his disciples to all the places of the world, and he propagated in that way the Veda. Now I am in Andhra Pradesh in India. For this place, he sent one of his disciples named Tittiri. So he propagated Veda here, which is called Taittiriya Shakha, because Tittiri propagated, so it is called Taittiriya Shakha. But in other places also like that, there are shakhas, Vedic learning, but very few shakhas, shakha means branch, are in parampara, that is in Vedic learning system. Now, many shakhas are not there, disappeared because people are not studying. See, Veda Jena is very difficult. The other day I said how we have to study Vedas. I said all the niyamas are there, means we have to observe some principles. According to those principles only, we have to learn Vedas. So anyway, for Vedic Sanskrit, what is important? Pronunciation is important. Similarly, in classical Sanskrit, we are all these Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all these stotras are in classical Sanskrit. Even though all these are in classical Sanskrit, they are considered as, yes, they are considered as Veda. We treat them as Vedic hymns. So we have to utter properly. Then only we get the power. Now, I am answering. One of our participants asked, that is, I thank him or her. See, in each Veda, in each Shakha of Veda, there are 4 parts: Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. So in each Shakha, all these 4 parts are there. Not only that, in all branches, whatever is Samhita part, that Samhita part, whatever is there in all other Shakhas, that also here in every Shakha, that means Samhita part of each Shakha, contents of Samhita of all Shakhas are same. But hymns are different, but contents, the theme is same. Similarly, in Brahmana part also, what theme is same. In Aranyaka and in Upanishad part also, theme is same. Like that, arranged, Veda Vyasa arranged all shakhas. So with one shakha, study of one shakha, we can get the knowledge of all shakhas. Whatever is there in other shakhas, the same knowledge is given. So they are impartial. We should be grateful to our sages, particularly to Veda Vyasa. That is why all the sannyasis, those who renounced, they perform puja of Vyasa on Ashadha Purnima every year, Vyasa Purnima. Why sannyasis, all the these monks and sannyasis are worshipping Vyasa? Because he propagated, he edited Veda, and he divided in a systematic way, and he himself taught the disciples, he trained disciples, and he sent all over the world his disciples and propagated Vedas. See, what is the plan? Now we are planning. Planning should be there, we are saying. So he is a great planner. With his great plan, he propagated. So after that, from Vedic Sanskrit only, all other languages are derived. See, after Vedic Sanskrit, classical Sanskrit became popular. But one more thing we have to know, that there were two more languages, Prakrit and Pali. See, why I am discussing all these things? To give the idea, proper idea. After giving proper idea about Sanskrit language, if we start learning, we can show interest, and you may insist me, you teach that, like that. But I have to give the some inputs. So these are the things occurred in our literature. See, this is what about Indian literature. We have to say, because some are not discussed by all. So I want to discuss everything, whether you like or not. I have to discuss, because I have to put forth all these things. Then I have to start. See, Vedic Sanskrit, classical Sanskrit, not only these two forms of Sanskrit, two more languages are very important to know our philosophy, our culture, our traditions, and everything. What are they? Pali. One is Pali. Pali means what? Pali means Buddha Vachanam. What is Buddha Vachanam? Is word of Buddha. See, in olden days, after Vedic religion, Buddhism became popular. In China, almost all the Chinese, they became Buddhists. Not only there, in India also, people became Buddhists after Buddha. When when he was alive, after that also, some centuries in India, this India became Buddhist India. But Buddha's preachings are in Pali. That is very similar, very close to Sanskrit. Pali means Buddha Vachanam, they say, means word of Buddha. Pali also a very great language. All the three Pitakas, three Pitaka means scriptures of Buddhism. Pitaka means casket. So there are three Pitakas: Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka. So all these are there in Pali. So if we study Pali, then we can we can understand what happened, because Pali is the people's language at that time. So, but it is very similar to Sanskrit. So there are many books in Pali, not only Tripitakas, so many books are written in Pali. So next to Pali, there was one more language is called Prakrit. Prakrit, Prakriti means people. Prakrit, language of Prakriti is Prakrita, means people's language. So in Prakrita, Jainism, works of Jainism are in Prakrit. Even today, Jains, those who want to study their religion, philosophy, they have to study Prakrit. Even today, those who want to study their works, the Buddhists, wherever whether they are in Thailand or in Burma or in Sri Lanka or in China, they have to study Pali to know the the original knowledge of their religion or philosophy or whatever. So these two are very important. But after Prakrit, from Prakrit language only, all other languages, what we are saying the North Indian languages today, from Shuraseni, that Bihar, in Bihar, there are many Prakrits. Prakrit language in many forms. So Maharashtri Prakrit, from one type of Prakrit, Marathi language derived. From one type of language, that Bihari people, people of Bihar's language originated. Like that, all Prakrit. Prakrit is called Ardhamagadhi also. Magadha means Bihar. Ardhamagadhi means Prakrit. In Sanskrit works, some characters, they utter Sanskrit. Some are not well versed in Sanskrit. They are speaking their own language. They are called Prakrits. So in dramas, particularly in Sanskrit dramas, different characters, dialogues are there, but they are all not in Sanskrit. So in those days, the poets, the dramatists are very great. They are impartial. So they placed all the Prakrit versions also in their dramas. So even today, we are getting all those Prakrit forms because of these Sanskrit poets. So Sanskrit, contribution of Sanskrit poets, this is what the contribution of Sanskrit poets. Even today, we are getting, though original forms of Prakrit languages are disappeared, but in those days, what they uttered in their own language, what they can utter, that are preserved. Not only that, within 5 minutes, I will complete. Shall I take 5 more minutes? Shall I stop here? Shall I take 5 more minutes?
Yes, sir, fine.
Okay. See, whether Sanskrit was spoken language or not, that is one more question. See, now people are, many scholars and people, there are organizations propagating Sanskrit as spoken language. And some of our participants also, they are very good. They want to speak Sanskrit. So it is very important. But whether Sanskrit was in a spoken form or only in written form, only it was a written language, only Pustaka Bhasha or Vyavahara Bhasha, means Sanskrit was spoken by all the people. How we say like that? Because I am studied Sanskrit, I am interested in Sanskrit, I want to propagate Sanskrit. If I say so, do you agree with me? No. Why you have to, no, you should not agree like that. If I give reason, then only you have to agree. If you go to Ramayana, you see Ramayana in Sundarakanda, when Hanuman in searching for Sita, he was there on the top of the tree. Under the tree, Sita was sitting. He wanted to speak with her. He is a monkey. He is in the form of a monkey. He thought, Manushi miha samskrutam yadivacham pradasyami Manushi miha samskrutam. In which language I have to speak with Sita? In which language you have to speak? I have to speak in Sanskrit, which is uttered by which is in a what we human beings are uttering now. So there is a reference in Ramayana. That means people are speaking in Sanskrit. Otherwise, why Valmiki produced his Ramayana in Sanskrit? If people are not able to understand or read or write a language, why all these Vyasa, Kalidasa, and all these great Valmiki, why they wrote all these works in Sanskrit? So that is one. In Ramayana, there is a reference. And in Naishadha Kavya, there is a Kavya. Kavya means epic. There is one more reference. Not only that, in Kerala, there is a dance form called Kudiyattam. They also, even today, since 2,500 years, they are performing dramas in Sanskrit. Even today, they are performing in Sanskrit. What they are performing? They are performing the dramas written by a great dramatist, first dramatist, not only in India, in the world. His name is Bhasa. Even today, they are performing because they say, since it is recognized as world heritage, they are, even today, they are performing Kudiyattam dramas in Sanskrit only. And with Prakrits, what I mentioned, Prakrits. So, with all these references, Naishadha, there is a reference. In next class, I will tell that, because now the time is up. So Sanskrit was there as a spoken language, but naturally, other languages are popularized, and we are using all those languages. Anyway, I stop here now. I stop here. Now, anyone want to ask anything? Kindly ask.
Anyone has any questions? Please go ahead.
Yeah, Guruji, when you were telling Udatta, Anudatta, and Swarita, can you please tell the meanings again? Udatta, what does Udatta mean?
Udatta means we have to utter to the high in high pitch.
High pitch, okay.
Anudatta means in lower pitch. And Swarita means in the middle way we have to utter.
Dhanyavada, Guruji.
I will show an example. Ramaha, Ramaha. We can Sita, Madhyamaha. In that way we can utter. So, but in Veda it is there. So, according to that, we have to get it from Guru Mukha. Guru Mukha means what Guru utters, we have to follow and utter the same. That is what in Veda.
Any other questions?
I just want to say thank you for all the background that you gave. It is really great that you're sharing all that knowledge. Not just learning the language, but this background also helps a lot. Thank you.
Yes, yes. That is why I want to give. So.
Guruji, I had a question. You mentioned that I don't know if I'm spelling it correctly, but chandas or genders are important in Vedas, like Vedic Sanskrit. So, can you give an example on that?
Chandas means metrics, we say, meter, means we write poems in a meter in Indian languages. In English also, there are sonnets, couplets like that. They arrange the words and rhyming words like that. So here in our languages, Anushtup Chandas. This is Ramayana, majority in Ramayana, many shlokas are written in Anushtup Chandas. In Anushtup Chandas, 4 lines will be there. In each line, 8 letters should be there. Like that, the size of the sentence means how many letters should be there, like that. And not only that, in some stanzas, in some poems, the second letter should be like this. Then the 10th letter should be like this. Like that, there are rules. According to those rules only, all these poets created the poetry. So, but in Veda, the rishis, they, in their meditation, they perceived all these hymns. That is what we are saying. So there are rishis, in their meditation, they received from God all these hymns, and they propagated, and they gave upadesha to their disciples with that accent. We got like that in a parampara. Parampara means in course of time, guru shishya, like this. This tradition is we are now enjoying this tradition.
I have a quick question on the division of languages that you mentioned. Sanskritam, Pali, and Prakrit. Are those 3 different, or is Pali and Prakrit part of Sanskrit?
No, different only, but very close, very similar to Sanskrit. But some are saying that Prakrit is before Prakrit was there, then it became Sanskrit. Some people say, no, Sanskrit was there. Later on, Prakrit's languages are existed. Like that, there are some different views are there. Anyway, Prakrit is different, Sanskrit is different, Pali is different, but all the 3 languages are very close, and the vocabulary is common in all these 3 languages. But the utterance is different.
Guruji, you said 3 pitakas are there. Can you tell me those 3?
Sukta Pitaka. Sutta means Sukta. We say Sukta, but in Pali, Sukta is called Sutta. Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka.
Okay, thank you. In the next class, maybe you will explain this. What is the last one again? Can you tell me, Adi?
Abhidhamma in Sanskrit, but in Pali, Abhidhamma Pitaka.
Okay. These are actually 3 languages, is it?
No, not 3 languages. Like
3
4 Vedas in Vedic religion. In Buddhism, 3 Pitakas. 3 Pitakas are their scriptures.
Scriptures. Okay. Thank you.
Sacred works of Buddhism.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Guruji. So next week we'll be having the class on Sunday, Guruji.
Sunday.
As usual. Okay. Yes. It's only because of Parmacharya Jayanti that we had to.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to all. Okay.